Hello, everybody. Today I will be reading an excerpt from my book series, Sophia of the Bright Red Sneakers, Chapter 8, Through the Locks, from Mission 2, Unexpected Visitors. In this chapter, two enslaved children, Jeb and Liza, are fleeing from slavery. They are on their way through the Great Dismal Swamp. They have just passed the first lock on the Dismal Canal, on their way to freedom on the Maritime Underground Railroad. When the steamboat was on its way, Elijah returned to where the kids sat to check on them. Hey, kids, what'd you think of that? How'd you like the water rising like that? It was a lot of fun, said Jeb excitedly. Yes, agreed Liza. How long before we get to go where we're staying tonight? Probably another 2 hours. We'll tie up at the steamboat at the halfway house docks for the night. What's a halfway house? Half of the house? Asked Jeb. Elijah burst into laughter. No, my boy, it's named the Lake Drummond Hotel. They call it the halfway house because half is in Virginia and the other half is in North Carolina. That's kind of strange, don't you think? Asked Eliza. Why not make it in one state or the other? It has a reputation for helping out people who come there to fight duels, which of course are illegal, and for crooks trying to evade the sheriff. If the sheriff is from Virginia, you step into the North Carolina side, and vice versa. Too bad we can't do that to evade slavery, said Jeb. Well, son, that's exactly what we'll be doing as soon as we set sail from Norfolk to freedom in the North. You're already free, said Liza. True, but in New York City, we'll all live as free blacks. I've got to get back up to the bow, so you two enjoy the view. It won't be long until we dock. Liza and Jeb were mesmerized by the red maple, juniper, bald cypress, and black gum trees that lined the western shore. Sometimes a flock of birds would shoot out from the woods like an avian rocket, startling any beings nearby, animal or human, or a snake, an otter, or turtle might slide into the dense tangle of stumps and under the foliage along the shore to hide. It was also not unusual to spot a black bear poking his snout out of a stand of trees. To the east of the canal, there were long stretches of cleared land where the swamp had been drained. There were a few small villages and farms, which were usually connected to a sawmill for juniper and cypress. The early settlers had harvested much of the juniper, cypress, and gum trees to manufacture posts, sidings, and shingles or shakes. Shakes and shingles were both used for housing, the difference being that shakes were split off from the log and thicker. Since most paths were covered with at least 2 inches and up to 2 feet of water, or occasionally much deeper when drop offs were encountered, light, strong boats were a necessity. The same woods made also the best canoes and flatties. The children were lulled almost to sleep with the movement of the steamboat, when a mother osprey set off a series of high-pitched, frenzied chatter when she saw a predator coming for her brood. The 2-foot-long, angry mother quickly chased off the hawk with her 6-foot wingspan. When she was sure the hawk was gone, she dipped down into the water to catch a fish to feed her and her babies. Liza and Jeb were standing straight up with their mouths and eyes wide open at the sight. Guess no creepy hawk's going to eat her chicks, said Liza, astonished at the osprey's size. Yep, said Jeb. Think that's what the good Lord had in mind. Somebody or something ought to have protectors sometimes. Ought to have protectors.